proclamation. Fathers do matter. Just tell somebody that. Say, fathers do matter. Fathers do matter. I want to open up this particular message. It's not on my notes. It just kind of hit me as I was reading. I want to explain and to tell every disgruntled mother that feels like, I don't need my child's dad. He wasn't there in the first place. He's not here now. I can do it on my own. I've been making it, or we've been making it by ourselves all this time. And that may be true. And I commend you. I commend every mother who has taken on the responsibility of raising your child who you didn't get by yourself. Yeah, y'all missed that. You didn't get that child by yourself. I mean, unless you went down to a store or something, or to the shop, to the center, and purchased something. But I began to look it up, and Father's Day was actually founded in 1910 by a woman by the name of Sonora Dodd in Spokane, Washington. She was at church, and after hearing her pastor preach a message on Mother's Day, she felt that, well, I think that fathers ought to have the same type of recognition that mothers received on Mother's Day. So Father's Day is really a response to Mother's Day. It was in 1913 that a bill was presented to Congress that would introduce to Congress Father's Day. But it really wasn't until 1966 that President Lyndon Johnson actually presented a proclamation that put Father's Day as a actual recognized day for fathers. You can see the gap between 1913 and 1966. That though they was having celebratory events for fathers called Father's Day, but it really was not actually put into a state or a state recognized event until 1966. A little more research on Father's Day, and I'm gonna get to the lesson, but I'm just talking. And I found out through study that it says children who live absent to their biological fathers are on average at least 2 to 3 times more likely to be poor, to use drugs, to experience educational, health, emotional, and behavioral problems, to be victims of child abuse, and to engage in criminal behavior than their peers who live with their married, biological, or adoptive parents. Lets me know that I believe that God has always had it in his mind for a father to be in the home. And I know times have changed now, and even the whole scope of what a family is really supposed to be has even changed. The dynamics and the definition of a family has changed to the point that the father no longer carries the same importance in the family and in the home than we did in earlier years. Nowadays, it's being spoken that a father is no longer needed in the home. And even the family structure is being redefined to the point that you don't have to have a father and a mother in the home. You can have 2 daddies. Y'all. Or you can have 2 mamas. I want to say this too, that a mother, you can never be the mother and the father at the same time. Some of y'all didn't hear me. I'm going to say it. I said you can never be the mother and the father. I've heard it said, I'm the mama. I played the mama and the dad. No, you just played the mama. You never played the father. You just played the mother who worked extra hard as being the mama. But you never played the father, because I believe that the father's role is so distinct and significant that only a father can be a father. Only a mother can be a mother. Really, in most cases, the father would be the disciplinarian in the household, and the mother would be the comforter. Some homes, it's the father who's the comforter and the counselor, and it's the mother who plays the hard role. But a father can only be a father, and the mother can only be a mother. I heard the black conservative columnist Larry Elder said that racism is no longer the major issue in this country. He said, but the biggest threat to the black family and the black community is the absentee of a father in the home. Further study says that fatherhood, according to the 2011 U.S. Census Bureau data, it says over 24 million children live apart from their biological fathers. That is, 1 out of every 3 children in America are raised without a father in their life. Nearly 64% of African American children live in a father-absent home. 64% of African American children live in a home where there is no father to be looked at. 64. So I was one of those statistics of 64% of African American children living in a home without a father. 34% of Hispanic children are raised without a father in the home. 25%, or 1 out of 4 white children live in a home where the father is not there. In 1960, 11% of children lived in a home where the father was no longer there. I wanted to give you those stats to show you that there is a declining wave going on in our homes and in our families, and it's getting worse. Because, I said this before, the role and the job of the father is beginning to decline. And matter of fact, even the definition of a real father is being redefined. The example of a father is being distorted to the point now that any young person, young man that can have a child does not position you to be a daddy. To the point that even the definition of a father is not so much of what you can do for them or the image or the example that you can present in front of them, but in the minds of young men today, it's been so distorted that they feel that the more children they have, the more of a man they become. Now I'm getting ready to preach a little bit. I want to tell every man in here that there is a high responsibility upon you as a father. Not only as a man, but it's hard enough just to be a man in society today because of the plight of man. And not only just being a man, but to be an African American man is not as easy as what some might think it is. To be an African American young man today, and I know we might say racism is over. I beg to differ with you. We might not be chased down the streets by individuals with white outfits on and white hoods. And I'm not trying to preach a anti-socialistic type of message, but I have to speak reality. That racism in America has redefined itself, redressed itself. No longer are they wearing the hoods anymore, but now shirt and ties in the corporate America. It's difficult enough to be an African American in society, but then to add the responsibility of being a father is a little more difficult. Because movies and media has even distorted the minds of what a father really is. I got a major responsibility because as a father, my son ought to be able to look at me and get an idea of what he is supposed to be when he becomes my age. My daughter ought to be able to look at me and get an idea of what her husband is to be. On fathers and why it's so important that a father is in the home, or a father at least is in good relationship with his children. Because if the father is not there, then the son doesn't have a social mirror to look at and see himself and aspire to become something.